Hello, hello. Welcome to another Crafting Today with Handmade Bay. Today I wanted to do a part 2 of the first video where I spoke about choosing your papers for your journal. I heard that you liked the video, so thank you for the great feedback. I'm trying, but some of you still are not confident in mixing and matching, and I totally get it. So I thought I would talk about paper pads. Now, some of you have seen these, some may not have, but all your craft stores have them. Okay, so the purpose and really cool thing about paper pads is it does all the thinking for you. The paper and the pads are like a family. Each piece is unique, but work together as a cohesive group. If you want your journal to be matchy-matchy, then this is the way to go. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the weight. I'm not going to get too much into that, but just a simple explanation. As a general rule, cardstock is thicker, sturdier, and more durable than standard paper, like your copy paper. So cardstock is typically classified by weight. It's measured in pounds per 1,000 sheets of paper. So if they took one of these sheets, took 1,000 of them and weighed it, that's how you'll get your weight classification. Okay, cardstock ranges from about 65 pounds, which is the thinnest, to 110 pounds, which is your thickest cardstock. Okay, now I'm not going to focus in on the weights of paper. All right, in my mind, touching the paper is going to tell the story. Okay, and what you will notice when you're buying pads, not all the pads give you the weight on them. All right, so this one, you see how it does not have any of the weight on it, just tells you it's cardstock, acid free. This one says that it's a medium weight. Can you see that? All right, no weight numbers on these. Okay, so that's why I'm not really going to talk about that part too much, but I am going to go through them real quick. All right, this one is a light cardstock, and it feels exactly, it's a little heavier than copy paper. All right, and this, you'll see it's very thin. It does not take liquid glue well. However, you can use a little thin line of glue and make it work. I always use this cardstock to do my covers. It's very flexible. There's no breakage when you bend it. And it works really well folding. This is great for embellishments, so it's good to have this in your stock. Okay, this one was a medium weight, as it said on the top. This is heavier, takes well to liquid glue, and easy to fold, but you do want to score the paper. All right, so you get a nice clean fold to avoid any possible cracking. This is important. It's great for pockets, fold outs, and signatures. I would not use this on covers though, due to that it's a little stiffer than the light cardstock, but it's a very common paper. And you see how on the covers they show you all the papers that are in here. Some are double-sided. This one is not. You see how it just has a pattern on one side, and some of them come double-sided, which is great. So that was the medium cardstock. This is another one. It does not have the weight on it. See, it just tells you how many sheets. This one has embossing on it, which is nice. Some have this one will show you includes foil, embossed, caulk, gloss, denim sheets, vellum, and stickers. So this had a lot of great stuff in it, industrial. I really enjoyed this packet. But with the heavier cardstock, you see how it's, I mean, you can even hear it's heavy. You know, it makes a different sound. If you listen to the thinner stuff, so it just has a different sound to it. But again, you're just going to go in the store. They just have a band on it, and you can go in and feel the paper and pick out the one you need for your project. All right. Heavy cardstock, best used for embellishments, signatures, your dangles. If you make paper dangles, you'll see that in one of my videos. Anytime you want to fold with this dough, you must score it. Okay. If you don't have a score board, let me get mine. This is what I use. Okay, you're going to put it, and it's going to make your fold lines for you, and so it folds over without any cracking. So this I got, I think Joann's, very inexpensive. I'll put a link to it though for you. Okay, so that's a good thing to have in your supplies too, once you get going with this. So that pretty much sums up the papers. Here's another one. Glitter. We always need a little glitter in our life, right? This is very heavy cardstock, okay, as you can imagine with the glitter. This does not fold well though. I found if somebody else has found a great way to do it, I have not. It cracks every time. I think just because of, you know, the material. So heavy cardstock, medium cardstock, you can make these little journals that I have. Put little photos or whatever you want to do with these. I'll have a tutorial on these soon. These are fun and quick to make too. Your little tags, good with heavy, medium, and light. You could use everything for that. These little books, you could use medium and you could use light for these depending on what you're going to do. But these you could slip into your journals. I throw these in my journals a lot that I sell. Alright, so I hope that helped you guys with the paper. But a quick story I want to tell you. I do custom die cuts for journals. I do this for my customers who may not have a printer or a paper cutting machine or need a custom design. So I offer this option in my shop. Now there is a specific paper that I use, and that's this paper. And I will tell you, this paper has the weight on it, okay? So this is a 65 pound. Excuse my nail polish. And this is 100 pounds. You see that? All right. So these have the weight on it. So I'm thinking decorative paper, they don't bother with that. So this is the paper that I use, and I found it works. And I like the way it holds the ink. And so the story is that the printer I had at the time when I started committing to this paper for die cuts was not feeding in my printer. Okay, so I had to go out and get a new printer, and everything's fine. All right, my other printer was working fine, just wouldn't feed in the thicker paper. Okay, but I want to make a point with that I was able to get a new printer and no problems, right? So I know that you're all watching all these videos online and my videos, and I don't want you to feel what I say is how you should do it, because everybody has a way of doing things, okay? So I just wanted to make this point that yes, I may approach things differently from another maker or a friend who is showing you how they do it. But in the end, you will need to find what works for you, and your supplies may determine what that will be. Remember, all of us makers and videos that you're seeing, we all live all over the world. So what somebody can get here may not be able to get in the UK, and vice versa, all right? So everybody's working with what they got. And that's what you're going to need to do, all right? Just like my printer wasn't working, I was able to get another printer. But if I couldn't, I would have had to be flexible, okay, and find another paper or, you know, another way of doing what I needed to do, because I had to get an order done. But there's endless options out there. So I just wanted to make that point, because I know some of you are stressing to get certain glues and certain papers, and I just want you guys to really slow down, be creative, and you can do this. So I want to thank you all for stopping by. Hope this helped. Subscribe, and don't forget, we're all in this together. Let's make it a creative one. I'll see you next time.